now is Shahram Akbarzadeh, is the Director of Middle East Studies Forum at Deakin University, and he joins us from Melbourne in Australia. Now, thank you so much for giving us your time. Shahram, 40% inflation, huge economic problems in Iran. How much is this, though, in terms of these demonstrations, due to the economy?
Well, thanks for having me. Obviously, the unrest started because of the runaway inflation and the fall in the value of the Iranian currency. But the issue is that everyone in Iran is very much aware that Iran's economy is in disarray because Iran is under international sanctions, because the authorities wanted to pursue a nuclear program. So the failure of Iran reaching a nuclear agreement has really started this process. But everything in Iran is political. The regime controls or tries to control every aspect of life in Iran. And when the economy fails, Iranian population knows who is responsible for the failure.
Shahram, you mentioned there the nuclear issue. So let's go to that now. I mean, how unstable is the Middle East at the moment, considering Israel's short war with Iran in June and then US attacks on those nuclear sites?
How unstable is the Middle East? Well, it is very unstable because at the moment Israel feels that it has a free hand in intervening and disrupting and basically undermining territorial integrity and stability of its neighbors through its attack on Lebanon, on Syria, and now Netanyahu has been pushing for an attack on Iran. And obviously, the experience of June 2025, last year, demonstrated that Iran has the ability to target Israeli territory, and that's a big concern for Israel, and of course, big concern for United States. So I think what we are seeing is that signaling coming out of Washington and Tel Aviv that there is another attack in the making.
Will these demonstrations put pressure on the government to do something about that politics then and to negotiate again, perhaps on nuclear or other issues, with the US and other countries?
The Iranian regime is not responsive to popular pressure. Even though we have heard President Pezeshkian talk about the population having legitimate grievances, we have also seen the security agencies cracking down hard on protesters. We have heard the supreme leader talk about the protesters to be put in their own place. So the regime really has shown a knack for using brute force to address popular discontent.
And from what you know, what are the people there on the streets demanding? Are they demanding that the economy is sorted out? Are they demanding political change across the board? And how likely, bearing in mind your comments just now, how likely is it that they will get what they want?
Well, they're demanding a combination of all the above. They're demanding an end to corruption, an end to economic mismanagement, and they know that none of that will happen as long as the current regime is in power. So they're demanding for an end to the Islamic Republic. They're asking, they're calling for the downfall of Supreme Leader Khamenei. They are challenging Iran's regional policy. They're chanting, no Gaza, no Lebanon. Let's commit to Iran. So they're actually completely opposing Iran's expansionist hegemonic regional policy. But none of that, I'm afraid, is going to lead to change. I don't think the authorities care to listen to that kind of popular demand. And they have been happy in the past to use brute force, as I mentioned, to suppress dissent. And we are seeing brute force gearing up again.
OK, well, we will watch developments closely. We really appreciate your time. Shahram Akbarzadeh, Director of Middle East Studies Forum at Deakin University. Thank you.